Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. NHK reports that U.S. firm SpaceX has successfully test-launched its largest Starship spacecraft, which is designed to reach the Moon and Mars in the future. The Starship, carrying an unmanned spacecraft in its upper stage, lifted off on Friday from a launch pad in Texas. Approximately 1 hour after launch, the spacecraft separated from its booster and successfully splashed down in the Indian Ocean. SpaceX hailed this 12th test flight as a significant success. The Starship underwent dramatic improvements for this flight, featuring a larger fuel tank and an in-space refueling function, with an impressive overall height of about 120 meters. This development comes as the U.S. space agency NASA collaborates with the private sector to develop lunar landers, planning a crewed lunar landing in 2028 under the Artemis International Lunar Exploration Project. SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, is a key competitor against Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin in the ongoing space vehicle development race. According to Kyodo News, Japanese Trade Minister Ryosei Akazawa announced on Saturday that he held a brief exchange with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Wentao. The encounter took place on the sidelines of a regional economic forum in Suzhou, eastern China. This interaction marks the first ministerial-level contact between Japan and China since a diplomatic dispute emerged between the two countries. The diplomatic tensions escalated last November when Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi suggested in Parliament that Japan might deploy its defense forces in the event of a conflict over Taiwan, an island claimed by Beijing. This brief exchange between the trade chiefs represents an initial step towards potential re-engagement amid the ongoing diplomatic friction. Labubu dolls, a popular series from Chinese toy company Pop Mart, are currently under intense scrutiny in the United States due to allegations of using forced labor Xinjiang cotton in their products. According to the Epoch Times, advocacy groups State Armor and the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation have jointly urged the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Secretary of State to instruct Customs and Border Protection, CBP, to detain and test Pop Mart shipments. Isotope testing on 20 Labubu dolls purchased in the U.S. revealed that cotton in 16 of them could be traced back to farms in China's Xinjiang region, an area associated with widespread human rights abuses and forced labor. These groups are also pushing for Pop Mart to be added to the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, Sepaster entity list, which would effectively ban its products from the U.S. market. U.S. lawmakers, including Representative John Mulanor and Chris Smith, have called for strict enforcement of the USLPA, emphasizing that the alleged use of forced labor cotton is unacceptable. Furthermore, China Labor Watch previously exposed sweatshop conditions at a Labubu manufacturing facility in Jiangxi, detailing issues such as excessive overtime, opaque contracts, and the employment of underage workers. Despite these controversies, Pop Mart has seen significant financial growth and has received endorsement from Chinese state media. According to People's Daily Online, China's Chang 7 lunar exploration mission is scheduled for launch in the second half of 2026. This mission aims to conduct comprehensive environmental and resource surveys of the Moon's South Pole, while also fostering international cooperation. Zhang Jingbo, spokesperson for the China Manned Space Agency, stated that the mission will utilize an exploration approach encompassing orbiting, landing, roving, and hopping. The Chang'e 7 lunar probe has already been delivered to its launch site in Hainan, and preparations are steadily progressing. Alongside this unmanned endeavor, China is also targeting a crewed lunar landing by 2030, integrating both manned and unmanned lunar exploration efforts into a unified project. Recent successful tests, including a low-altitude demonstration for the Long March 10 rocket system and an abort flight test for the Mengzhou crewed spacecraft system, are laying a solid foundation for future reusable space-Earth transportation and crewed lunar landings. Future key missions include a technical verification flight of the Long March 10th and maiden flights of Mengzhou and the Lanyue lunar lander. The United Kingdom's net immigration saw a significant drop, falling to 171,000 in the year ending March, marking the lowest level since 2012 when excluding the pandemic period. This figure is almost half of the initially projected immigration numbers for 2024, as revealed by the latest data from the UK Home Office and reported by the Epoch Times. The Office for National Statistics (ONS) attributes this decline primarily to a reduction in individuals coming from outside the European Union for work. Government policy changes, initiated by the former Conservative government in early 2024 and maintained by the current Labour government, have played a role. These measures include limiting dependence for most overseas students and care workers, and raising the salary threshold for skilled worker visas. Prime Minister Keir Starmer affirmed the introduction of a skill-based immigration system to reward contributions and reduce reliance on cheap overseas labor. Further plans include stricter English language requirements and another increase to the skilled worker visa income threshold in July 2025. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.